All right. So first of all, thank you for taking our time, Ritesh and Jacob, and talking to CRN today. I hope it's a big day that we are meeting some of your partners from the country, sharing your growth story with them, and hearing them as well. So Jacob, probably I would like to start with you since you represent the region for the company. In your interactions with partners, what sort of kind of trends that you are witnessing when your partners are going and meeting customers in different markets of Asia Pacific region? So what has been your interactions with your partner ecosystem out there?
So firstly, Nivedhan, thank you for having us on CRN. The industry trends that are moving and disrupting a lot of industries are around the digital transformation. You know, just like every other company is embracing technology, in the last 10 years, Nutanix has achieved to become a hyper-converged infrastructure company, and we've created a market and a category for that. Now, the benefits that customer has seen from that is we're able to deploy applications much quicker compared to traditional architecture. And our web scale engineering allows them to right size capacity when total cost of ownership is currently a big topic, right? Every dollar is shouldn't be wasted, right? So we've seen a lot of customers become very sophisticated in terms of how they're managing their IT spend. And our partners who are going in and visiting are now not only unlocking just a hyper-converged conversation in terms of modernizing the data center, but they're also moving up the conversation up the stack in terms of how they deploy an application, be it in an on-prem environment or in a hybrid environment which leverages the cloud.
Okay. So you talked about your partners helping customers in their digital transformation journey. So we can say that Nutanix is seen as a true IT modernization enabler for their customers.
Absolutely.
So how significant has been the role of your partners in driving this story to the market?
Yeah, probably. It's been enormous. Nutanix is a 100% channel company, so we leverage and scale and open up new markets through our partners. So if you look in India, for example, in the last 2 years, we've not only expanded our sales teams, but we've also expanded our channel reach by investing in channel managers in every region. And each of these channel managers are opening up new markets with new partners. And the partner profiles have changed. We've traditionally attracted a lot of hyper-converged partners, and we've also now scaled to embrace born in the cloud partners looking at application modernization, because a lot of things around the BFSI is around fintech, the innovations that they're doing around the application space, and we've also seen that in healthcare. So these are two biggest markets we see the biggest potential right now, and our partners are embracing new conversations as well.
So Ritesh, if you can specifically talk about the contribution of India partners as such, whom you guys are working closely with for the past so many years now.
So in terms of the partner contribution, as Jacob said, I'll just take a link from there. Our organization is 100% partner driven, right? So entire revenue is coming via partners. When we started, right, in India, we are like 3.5 years old, right? So we started off engaging with the partners, right, and that has been a sweet journey for us, and we carry forward. So the engagement model and the contribution from the partner side has been tremendous for us, and we continue to ride on that. Again, as he said, that we are now watching for another set of partners or a different league of partners, right? We believe that they are going to have a lot of presence, right, in terms of the Nutanix business today, because these are the few solutions what we are now bringing up, right? It's going to stitch a more robust story in front of the customer. So I think from a contribution perspective, yes, I still believe it's 100% contribution what our channels actually bring into the table to Nutanix business.
Okay. So, as far as your engagement with partner ecosystem is concerned, apart from the traditional guys or boring cloud of partners, in India you're also engaging with a lot of service providers like NetMagics of the world, Control SS. So, how that kind of helping in road making further inroads into the market? And secondly, from Asia Pacific perspective, you can because are you following the similar trend in other markets as well?
Yeah, so in India particularly, yes, we have started engaging with the service providers and so-called, Civi, ControlX, NetMagic. So I think still there is a long road to go because right now when you talk to these kind of partners, they are all thinking about how to modernize their data centers, right? The traditional way of doing business for them also is not fetching them good amount of margin percentages, right? Because earlier days, if you look at the traditional business of a data center, right, it was more from a colo, which is a co-location, right? Now they are also finding different avenues and ways how to, diversify their businesses, right? So they are looking forward to such kind of solutions which can actually modernize the entire IT structure within their organization, and similarly how they can actually help the customers who are hosted there, right? Give that kind of flavor to their customers as well, to help get better revenues for their customers as well.
Okay, okay.
So we are seeing a lot of positiveness from these kind of partners. They are coming on board, right? But there's a long way to go, as I said. Yes.
From an APAC perspective, our mature markets like Japan and ANZ, we have a huge penetration in the service provider market.
Okay.
So our service provider market has grown, given the adoption of virtualization, application modernization is very prevalent in some of these markets. We've seen a huge uptick in service providers building cloud solutions powered by Nutanix. So we've seen that happen. If you look at other partnerships we have, we've also expanded a lot of our OEM partnerships. So in China specifically, we've got Inspur and Lenovo, and Lenovo is also an AP partner. And most recently, we've signed up a relationship with HPE that broadens all these partnerships to build Nutanix as a line of business for them. So we are seeing this trend both in the service provider space, the OEM space, and the traditional resale environment. So Nutanix is becoming a line of business for them.
Okay. So you talked about HP partnership. I wanted to know first couple of questions related to it. What was the need for this kind of partnership with a leading OEM, and how is Nutanix going to get benefited out of it?
Okay. So the benefit is for both the companies on how we delight customers. HPE brings the value of GreenLake in terms of what they do from a consumption model. It's a very mature business for them, and we are having a Nutanix version or offering within that GreenLake consumption piece. Specifically, where we benefit, our customers benefit, HPE has a fantastic global supply chain management. Right, so we are leveraging that to build a product with them. It's called the DX product line, and that's available across APJ. Right, so and as well as globally. So we've got a huge DX product line that we are now selling customers on.
So as part of this deal, obviously we have read that they are going to embrace a lot of HP partners, bring them on board, so that there is an integration happen and we can go to market jointly. So first of all, how is it that shaping up in India market specifically? And secondly, if those partners are getting on boarded, what sort of additional benefits is Nutanix going to provide to those guys?
Sure. So we have already kick-started that activity, and I think we started this from the month of September.
Okay.
We did the DX launch, as we call them, right? It was a joint event conducted by HPE and Nutanix in different cities. We have already covered 3 major cities in India.
Okay.
And in a smaller scale, again, we are covering up many other cities wherein we are doing similar kind of joint engagements, right? Now, fallout of this is, have been very, very positive for us, and rather I would say it's been very positive for both the organizations, right? One is that collaborative messaging to the partners, right, has gone very brilliantly into the market. And we see a lot of partners from HPE, traditionally doing HPE business, right? They have actually embraced this idea and they have come back to us. They have registered with us as Nutanix partners as well, right? So it's kind of, I see a very win-win kind of situation for both the organizations, right? And that is the benefit what Jacob was talking about, right? And in this world of, when you see a lot of cloud happening, right? Where do we stand and how do we create that layer or a platform wherein we talk about the hybrid structure, right? It gels really well within both the organizations. And it really creates a value for the partner ecosystem as well. So we are seeing a lot of movement around it. Today, if you ask me, we are conducting a partner exchange. There are a lot of HPE partners who have now got onboarded, and pretty much with interest they are attending the sessions.
So my question about the additional benefits these partners going to get?
Yeah, so additional benefits definitely, because a partner for HP remains the same, right? Because they are the HPE partners, now they have become the Nutanix partners as well, right? So they enjoy both the benefits, whether it is a rebate or joint proposition what they are going to take forward as a solution to the customer, right? These are the kind of benefits, both in terms, you say monetary terms, and the building up of the practice around the solution. It actually is helping the partners.
So can this be called as a master stroke from Nutanix, where you don't have to really hunt for new partners, where you get the ready-made guys who are operating in the market, just a convincing story has to be built and they are with you guys in your journey?
So the benefit of the relationship for partners is they now have a toolkit where if a customer chooses to go an OpEx model, they can do it with HPE GreenLake. If they want to go down a hyperconverged, build a cloud product, they can do that with DX. So for partners, this opens up the avenue of not only having a CAPEX conversation, but also how you can scale with the OpEx with GreenLake. So I think it's a win-win situation for partners as well.
So what value exactly it brings in your existing portfolio of offerings that you bring to the market?
So we've expanded out of the HCI space, becoming a software company. And if you look at the new products that we're launching with HP, it's all subscription licensing ready, right? So we're moving to our term licensing. And if you look at the products that we enabled in terms of where customers get a longer life cycle in terms of utilizing and getting that Nutanix experience, we've made a lot of acquisitions. So a lot of that is coming in the products like Era, where we are looking at database as a big bet, and we're helping customers transform their database management. We also have Flow as a networking and microsegmentation offering. Files is big in terms of capacity management. So there's a lot of products that we are now building into that licensing model, where customers can then expand and utilize it based on the use cases. So if they're building a private cloud, they can put the elements of these products together. If they're looking at database as a service, disaster recovery as a service, they can either choose to build the cloud or they can leverage some of our services that we will be launching soon.
Okay. So are there any specific numbers that Nutanix is targeting while you are onboarding these partners, or is it going to be an ongoing process?
So I think it's going to be an ongoing process.
Okay.
So we've seen a significant growth in India in terms of partners coming into the program.
Okay.
So in the last 2 years, we've at least seen 3 times more partners coming into the program. Because the differentiation in the program that we have is we tailor our program in terms of enabling the customer experience through the partner. Right? So the partner gets the same training as a Nutanix employee. They go through the Nutanix certified sales representative and systems engineer course. They go through the same tool sets in terms of how we size the opportunity, manage the capacity, use tools like X-Ray to do POCs, and then eventually build kind of an application cloud stack to see how they can assess whether that workload should be on the cloud. So Beam is another acquisition we made where it gives cost analytics in terms of whether your workload should be on a cloud or if you're existingly using Amazon or Azure as a cloud, what is that more beneficial to be on a cloud or bring it back?
Right.
So we give a lot of flexibility for customers to manage their workload in a seamless environment. Hence why our strategy is about being an invisible infrastructure company and having our visible partners deliver it.
Right. So since your channel charter focuses more on empowerment of partners, delivering value to the customers, so with this alignment happening with HP and new partners coming on board, are you going to kind of, there will be some kind of transition or transformation happening in the channel charter messaging as such, or is it's going to remain the same as such?
It's evolving, right? So if you look at our channel charter this year is powered to the partner, and we're evolving that because we've got new products, and we're also doubling down on solution marketing. So you'll see a lot of messaging come around our end user computing focus, our focus in terms of private cloud, and we've got multiple use cases. We're also enticing a lot of new partners in India, specifically the national systems integrators, the GSIs. They're very excited about Nutanix, right? And we love to have them on board, and we've had some wins, initial wins with them, and they're now looking at building services around it. So a lot of the things we're covering this week around partner exchange is how we leverage our services capabilities as well.
Okay. So it is also being touted that this partnership with HP is probably you want to go beyond the tier 1 cities or go beyond the large enterprise customers that you have and focus more on the SMB market. So is it true, and if yes, then how are you kind of, if you could articulate that strategy?
Yeah, so absolutely this is true, and again I would say it's a big opportunity in front of both the organizations, right? With the power of two, right? That's what we call, right? So number one, yes, beyond the tier 1 cities or the tier 2 cities in India, right? There's a definite, a larger reach now available with us, wherein we can penetrate into those areas, right? It actually opens up a lot of opportunities in front of many partners as well as the distributors today, right? Wherein, they can invest with us, right? And they can have different kind of, solutions what are getting developed today and take to those market areas wherein OEM directly cannot reach, right? So it's an opportunity opening for many of the people in the industry today, and which is I think it's being welcomed by all the partners.
So lastly, since Nutanix is a very young company as compared to your competitors or so-called peers from the industry, do you think there is still a lot of gaps to be filled? Because the reason I'm asking, because of late over the past 6 months, there were some sort of negative reports coming from Nutanix global perspective, few key executives leaving the company and all. So there was little concern amongst the partner community who we interact with day in, day out. So probably through our media, probably would like to give a strong messaging to the partners also. And
so I would say it's a young company and we try to stay young, right? But we are matured, right? We're mature enough to, handle the situations in the market. And we had been handling all this for a very long time now, right?
Okay.
And all these opportunities, what you see today in the market, it's all fall out of because of this, the good work what has been done by our partners, by the organization, all put together, right? So we work as a joint team, right? As Jacob said, the similar kind of trainings what our people go through, right? It is the same set of trainings for the partners. So practically there is no differentiation. So that is the kind of strength we carry in the market today, right? So I think it's a very positive kind of sign what you will see with the partners today, right? When they see the kind of opportunities which are actually getting opened up for them, right? It's not only about the infrastructure today, right? We are talking beyond that. We are talking how to give the customer delight, how to give more and more, positiveness from a customer perspective as well. So I think it's a very positive environment for us now.